So welcome back, and we are beginning our first week of Lent, and I want to remind you of what I spoke of for Ash Wednesday, and that is you and I are ambassadors, and of course an ambassador has to go to school. An ambassador has to show those that he represents that he can do the job, that he's worthy of the job, and he's tested for the job. And so this week, I think we can look at that test, and I want to ask myself, are you ready for the job? Because if you're ready for the job, or I'm ready for the job, I got to be brave enough to enter into the test zone. And the test zone for Jesus, as for us, is the desert. Nobody likes living in a desert, much less maybe walking for 40 days through a desert. But what's the desert for us? It's a place of being tested. How strong are you, or how strong am I in the Christian life? There's several things that we can be tested on. We can be tested on our little offerings for Lent, the things that we try to sacrifice, but there's bigger things that you and I need to be tested on. And it's what we call the 7 capital sins, the 7 offenses against God. What we spoke about the first time, to return to God with all our heart. So let's just look real quickly at those 7 capital sins, the major sins that cover many different expressions. And the first is pride. Now, I know none of you there are proud in the bad sense, but pride is something that can hit us all, which makes us look above, put ourselves above others, maybe look down on others. But we also can be greedy, number 2, wanting everything for ourselves, excluding other people. We can also be angry to the point where we really, we show a side of us that's unrecognizable to Almighty God. Envy, we can always be envious of other people. We can be lustful, gluttonous, eating, drinking more than we need for our health. And the opposites, being slothful or lazy. So these are just the 7 capital sins, which you probably know. But Jesus went in the desert to be tempted in the same way by the devil. Lent is a time that we're more aware of how much energy we give to these temptations. So be aware of that this Lent and this next week. There are these tests that you'll be put through in the small things, but to be aware of them, and also to turn to God with your whole heart. That's why God, in the readings today for this first Sunday, speaks of a covenant. God has a covenant with you and me. We belong to Him. We're His children. And so don't be afraid of the desert. Don't be afraid of the temptations. Just don't give in to them. Our help is in the name of the Lord who made heaven and earth. That's our security. God bless you this week, and be aware of the temptations, but also be aware of the grace of God's covenant with you. God bless you.